Everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's video I'm working on this chainsaw. There's actually two of them, but in this video I'm going to be working on this. It's in a Homelite case, but it's a Pioneer P25. Now what I want to go over first of all is whenever I get something like this where it may not run, I always like to go over three things, and that's checking to see if it's getting fuel, if it's getting spark, and if it has compression. Generally the fourth thing would be the timing, to make sure, or along the lines of getting spark, intermittent spark. That could be a reason why it may or may not continue to run. So there's little stuff like that that I diagnose along the way, but those are the main three things that I like to check. And the other thing is if there's still fuel left in the tank. Right away, you can just kind of see the age of this saw. It's a 16:1 fuel to mix ratio. So the newer saws today, most of them are running a 40, 45, 50:1 ratio. This is a 16:1, so that's really getting a lot of oil mixed in there. So hopefully you can see this, but the fuel line looks pretty new. The fuel filter looks a little dirty, so I might pull that off and clean it, or just put a new one on in general, but the tank is dry and it doesn't look like anything's been in here, so the fuel was run out, which is a very good thing. So I'm going to check the spark next. I'm going to pull the spark plug cover off, inspect the spark plug itself, and then we'll check it for spark. Okay, here's the spark plug, and as you can see, it doesn't look that bad. It might be running just a touch lean, judging by the color, but that's not bad. Champion CJ6. Now I have an adapter here, which I got on Amazon, and it hooks into your spark plug boot and the spark plug, and when you pull on the string, sends the spark through here, and this lights up. Now sometimes you can get false readings from this, only because if the ignition coil is starting to go, you get what's called intermittent spark, which means it's not running, it's not getting the full spark that it needs, for lack of better terms. But if the light comes on, then you know you're getting some spark. But if it runs and it's not running right, sometimes the ignition coil is going. But for the initial, inspection here or whatever, we're just going to see if it has spark. And I did pull on it, and it's going to be very difficult for you guys to see, and also for me to film. But there was some spark here. I'll give it a try and see if you guys can see it. It's real faint, so that could be an issue. I don't know if you were able to see that or not, but I did do it off camera, and there was some spark. So for right now, we're just going to say that that's okay. And we're going to go ahead and check on the compression, which I kind of did just here by holding onto the string. See how it's slowly coming out? That's normal. So I would just assume by doing this that it has fairly good compression. So what I'm going to do next is add a little bit of fuel into the carb and see if we can get it to start. Okay, so it sounded like it wanted to start, so I'm going to go ahead and put some fuel in this and see if it'll run. Okay, so basically tighten the chain, sharpen it, and I think this chainsaw, which was given to me to just make sure it works, I believe it's going to run. So I might tune the carburetor just a little bit, but this video was kind of more wrapped around like what I typically do when I get something like this, and if you run into this circumstance, you might do the same, checking the spark, compression, making sure it's getting fuel. Hopefully this video was helpful. Hit the like, subscribe if you want, and wait for the next video. Thanks for watching.